Hello, I am Lekia Courage Onwachuku, the principal facilitator of Dream Dare Become Initiative. Today, I'm going to be talking about something very important, addiction. But I must make a note that almost always when we hear the word addiction, what comes to mind readily is negativity. But did you know you can be addicted to positive things? For example, as a person, you can be addicted to prayer. Meaning, a day wouldn't go without you praying, irrespective of where you find yourself or how tight your schedule is. Now, that is addiction from the positive standpoint. But for the purpose of time, we're going to be looking at addiction as it affects us individually and the society at large negatively. To this end, we will consider what addiction is, the different kinds of addiction, why addiction, its effects, how to come out of an addiction, and having come out of one, how to stay out completely. Simply put, addiction is that strong desire to always do or have something. It is the inability to put a stop to something, say an activity, or the consumption of a substance that affects us physically, medically, psychologically, and so on. Now, there are various kinds of addiction ranging from the very popular drug addiction to sex, to alcohol, to pornography, to gambling, to kleptomania, television, and even phone addiction, just to mention a few. Now, people get addicted for several reasons. Number one, low self-esteem. That belief that, hey, I am not accepted the way I am, so I must live my life in a certain way so that society can love and accept me, forgetting that we are all unique just the way God created us. We have loneliness. We also have family history. We have that desire to get relieved from stress and anxiety, pain or hurt. You are going through one or two challenges and you feel hitting the bottles will help you get relief from that pain or hurt. We also have the quest for Dutch courage. Now, addiction has several effects, but we're going to be considering a handful. Let's take, for instance, drug addiction. It could lead to loss of weight and loss of appetite. It could also lead to mental disorder, stroke, seizure, brain damage, and consequently death. What about kleptomania, impulsive stealing? Have you thought about the shame and disgrace involved if you are caught? What if you are caught in an area that practices jungle justice? It could also lead to loss of life. Now, how can one come out of an addiction and stay out completely? Number one, you must first acknowledge you have an addiction. Number two, you must learn to identify your triggers. What is that thing that always pushes me to do this or that? Number three, you must seek counsel from a trusted person. 4, you must painstakingly take down your quitting commitments. 5, you have to pull down everything in your environment that reminds you of that addiction or trigger. 6, you must be aware of your family history and constantly remind yourself of such. 7, you must also learn to maintain a lifestyle that makes you happy and healthy. Now, quitting an addiction is usually not easy. Sometimes you find yourself going back to doing the things you have said you are not going to do anymore. You don't have to remain there. You can dust yourself up and continue. And most importantly, learn to forgive yourself. Because God in heaven is ever ready to forgive us and accept us just the way we are. The book of Titus chapter 2 verse 12 says, teaching us that denying ungodliness and worldly lust, we should live soberly, righteously, and godly in this present world. All right, people, thank you so much for your time. That is the much we can take on today's edition. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at DreamDareBecomeInitiative and on Twitter at WeAreDDBI. You can also send us a mail at lekiachrismimi@gmail.com. Once again, I want to say thank you so much for your time. And until I come your way again next time, live healthy, stay positive. Bye-bye.